Housing starts, rebound. So you want to build a house? UBS major write-off.
Next on real estate news you can use.
Rawr!
Hello and welcome to real estate news you can use. Keith has the eye of the tiger.
Yeah! My son had to do that when he was in 8th grade. When he graduated from his school, they had a little rehearsal, and he had to sing "Eye of the Tiger." And you know, an 8th grader, he's 14 years old, and he has to go like this: "I am the eye of the tiger," and it was just so wimpy. It was just so funny. You know, of course, the kind of dad I am, I just soon as I saw him, oh yeah, I'm like, "Hey Keith, it's the eye of the tiger." His name's Keith as well. One of my many kids.
Poor kid, poor kid.
Housing, Ruben.
Housing. If this is the first time you are on real estate news you can use,
then you've been making a big mistake.
This is a real estate podcast about real estate. Surprise, surprise. We're Keith and I take 3 articles, talk about them, provide our feedback on this show, and let you decide for yourself. REnewsYouCanUse.com. You may not agree with what we say, but hey,
who cares?
It's a free world,
right? And we're still in the undisclosed location. In fact, I have not moved since last time I spoke.
That's right. That's right. Undisclosed and never will be disclosed.
Yes. Housing starts, rebound, Ruben. Do you have that article?
Housing starts, rebound. Here we are. You know, so many articles lying around.
For the first time in a long time, the market or the media actually was looking for a positive article, and they kind of created a positive article that really wasn't that positive.
And they got one. The Commerce Department reported Friday that housing construction rose by 8.2% in April to seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.03 million units. Building of single-family homes continued to weaken, however.
Right. We did the key, Ruben.
The growth came from a big jump in apartment construction.
Right. Apartment construction, basically, that's the way that the economy is going. People can't afford houses, so the builders move into building apartment complexes and small apartments because people who can't buy houses have to live somewhere, so they move into apartments, Ruben. So it's kind of funny that they're saying they're trying to shed a positive light on some negative. I mean, it's more negative in my mind than positive.
But you know what? It's refreshing though, because we read articles that are very negative or very negative.
I completely agree with that.
I can't blame them for trying to do this. David Cedars.
Hello, David.
Economist. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm totally messing it up.
Did you lie again?
No, I lied. That's not him. They reference an economist. But anyways, yeah, no, I totally agree. It is a little misleading, but hey, it's positive, misleading.
Right.
Positive.
I mean, the key thing, the nice thing is that there are builders out there, and builders are building. They're just not building what usually generates the best type of economy. So it's basically saying even in an economy that's not doing too well, there is a positive light on builders. So we'll have to take it for what it's worth. Have at it. Go to REnewsYouCanUse.com, take a look at the article and see if you agree with us. If you agree with us or disagree, let us know, because we'd like to hear from you.
Our next article is entitled, "So You Want to Build a House" from Mortgage News Daily.
Dude, I didn't even have to read this. Shine
on us, your knowledge.
I've got a few different backgrounds in building. A very close friend of my wife and I they built a house, and it took months and years and weeks and days over the budget again, and then it took months and weeks and days for them to finally get the permit to be able to walk in their own house and sleep there because of the goings-on in the town that they live in. And the person that had to give out the okay wasn't in, and he worked 1 day a week. It's just a hassle. But building your own house is a real hassle, although it can be fun at the end of the day. Marriages get ruined quite a bit by building your own house. But again, it's a lot of. I mean, there is some fun. My wife and I We almost built the house. We had a small barn conversion that we built a second floor on, and then, as you know, we built an additional addition to that house last year, a year and a half ago. So it can be fun, and there's different methods, Ruben, on how to build a house. It can be stick built, it can be modular built, it can be
built out of straw.
Built out right, and yeah, and I'll huff and puff. You know me, I'll huff and puff.
I'm just gonna go over the very. I mean, maybe you can chime in on these like very basic steps. Finding a lot.
Important, very important.
Well, obviously you didn't have to find a lot. You already had a lot. Right. Planning. How did you plan what you had?
I plan personally on my side. I planned knowing that I didn't know too much and I wanted to spend as little as possible.
Sketch drawing.
Yeah, basically.
Well,
I got what's called a panel home, and it's basically a an instructional guide on how to build a house, and that's what I did.
Obviously, and you were your own GC.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Financing. Any tips about financing?
I didn't do financing. I paid 100% cash.
Wow, good for you. Must be nice. Zoning and permits.
Yes. Yes, that's important.
Don't worry, we won't tell anybody. He lives on subdivision restrictions. Obviously, you're not in a subdivision.
No, not in a subdivision, but all those things are so important.
Very
you have to make sure you follow the steps. And if you don't follow the steps, you'll inevitably find issues with somebody in the town because you didn't follow the right steps and you didn't talk to the right persons. Because typically the people who work in the town, typically, not always, but typically, people who work in the town don't make a lot of money, but they have power. And if you go around them and you abuse them, they're going to make sure that they stick it to you.
Definitely.
So suck up.
Now, for our third article of this episode, we would usually... that was to remind us about the third article.
That's right.
For the third article, we would usually talk about something related to our first two articles with our theme shows, but this news was so important.
But this just in.
This news was so important. Make sure you get the sound effects that we have to talk about. So Keith.
All right, UBS, one of the largest banks
United Bank of Scotland.
Right, United Bank of Scotland, one of the largest banks in the country, just wrote off today $15 billion in debt, in mortgage debt. They were heavily in the subprime debt. They actually wrote off $22 billion. What they did is they sold their $22 billion worth of debt to BlackRock Financial for $15 billion. And then BlackRock Financial borrowed $11 billion from UBS to make the deal work. So basically what happened is that UBS needed to get some cash because they're probably cash poor because of what's going on. So they generated $4 billion worth of cash by restructuring their debt, and they created a new loan with BlackRock for $11 billion. This is the reason why we want to talk about this. This is significant because I believe, Ruben, that this is one step of many steps of restructuring that we're going to see over the coming 6 to 9 months, where maybe a Bank of America might be the next one where they write off a huge amount of debt. Maybe it might be another bank. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Maybe it might be Washington Mutual. So instead of merging, instead of closing off like a Countrywide where they merged in with Bank of America, maybe now at the end of the day that Bank of America has the ability, they're going to do the same type of thing. So watch out for these restructurings. It may be good, it may be bad. Time will tell.
So really quick, how is this strategy different than the bank trying to do short sales or trying to do individual negotiations?
Well, I think what happens is, what's happening with UBS doesn't want to be involved in that.
Takes too long.
It takes too long. There's a lot of different processes that they have to have in place. So basically they're saying, listen, we don't want to deal with this. We're going to give you our headache at a substantial discount. I don't know what 22 to 50. It was $22 billion. They gave it for 15. I don't know what that is. What is it?
60 cents on a dollar, maybe.
About 60 cents on a dollar. So, and it might be worth 75 cents on a dollar. So now it's BlackRock's turn to say, okay, we're going to take these homes and we're going to resell them.
Right.
It's a great idea. I know that there are a couple of people that I know of personally that are trying to do the same process on a smaller level, but this is a huge level.
This is huge, 15 billion. Imagine how many homes that is.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm Ruben. This is Keith.
Lord Harvey.
This is Real Estate.
Smack you, dude.
Take care.